On the 4th of September in the Senate, Minister Gallagher said, and I quote, "Our agencies are aware of who the persons of interest are in this cohort." And the ministers use similar language today. What do you mean by persons of interest?
Oh, I think it's a pretty commonly understood phrase in national security parlance.
Well, explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
So, Senator, I might go back to our corporate plan target, which outlines that known persons of counter-terrorism interest offshore or foreign fighters seeking to return or travel to Australia are assessed, and appropriate mechanisms are developed to manage the risk associated with their return. And in that context, a person of interest, a counter-terrorism interest, is anyone of interest when we use those forums to collaborate about who might be seeking to return to Australia, what mechanisms might there need to be in place, what work needs to be undertaken between intelligence and law enforcement partners and other Commonwealth agencies, and how do we have the safety of Australians and the protection of our national interest as the overriding objective.
Mm-hmm. So, but what qualifies them to be a person of interest? What have they done to meet that threshold?
It's on advice of operational agencies, and we manage a framework for individuals which sets out that governance arrangement.
But what's the threshold, right? Like, not every Australian who's been overseas meets that threshold. These Australians are in a war zone controlled by a terrorist organisation. Is that why they're persons of interest, or is it even more specific than that, that they were members of a listed terrorist organisation?
It is on advice of operational agencies, and we manage the framework for managing the whole system. So it is really operationally driven.
Right, but it still doesn't tell me what the threshold is. What do you have to do to get on the list?
Well,
how serious does it have to be?
I think that the response is that agencies look at risk on an individual basis and come to a judgment about how to understand and mitigate risk.
What are the indicators of risk?
Those are judgments made by ASIO primarily, aren't they?
Yeah.
Senator, the judgments are, I think, primarily made by ASIO, and so they would be able to give you a more considered answer to the question. The assessments they make obviously are based around intelligence they have on the individuals, their activities, their associations.
Yeah. Okay.